What's going on, Alabama fans? Chris Daughtry here with the Alabama Football Report by Chat Sports. You guys know what we do here on Sundays. It is Overreaction Sunday to Alabama's 27-24 win over the undefeated Missouri Tigers, number 14 in the country as well. Alabama now moving to 3-0 in the SEC. Now 3 straight wins against ranked teams. This Alabama team is playing really well. Yeah, you probably wanted to win by a larger margin than we ended up winning by yesterday. But look, at the end of the day, a win is a win, and Alabama got the job done. So we are still in that 24-hour window right now to be able to celebrate this game. So get down there and like today's video to celebrate that win over the Missouri Tigers. All right, let's get into some of these overreactions here. Number 1, Michael Carroll over Wilkin Formby. I think at this point in the season right now, Michael Carroll has showed that he deserves a start in this next game here over Wilkin Formby at that right tackle spot. You can see the PFF stats right here. You can look at the grades. That's fine. I'm going to use my eyes in this game and just... I thought Michael Carroll played a whole lot better than Wilkin Formby. Wilkin Formby was getting cooked a lot in that game yesterday, especially by number 9 for Missouri. He was living in the backfield, and, I have been somebody that has been a Wilkin Formby stan. I have tried to, be behind him, and at this point, man, I just want the best players to play, and I think Michael Carroll right now is better than Wilkin Formby, so I think he deserves to get the start. There were also a lot more rotation yesterday along the offensive line. We saw some of Jaeden Roberts yesterday. He played 41 snaps along the offensive line yesterday. That's going to be another position battle at that right guard spot between him and Geno VanDeMark as well. I thought when Jaeden Roberts was in there, I thought he was playing really well. I didn't, maybe I need to go back and really rewatch and kind of dial into some of that, but specifically look how the offensive line played, because there were some times yesterday where Ty Simpson just had Missouri players all over him, and, maybe a little bit has to do with him holding the ball a little bit too long or something, but look, there's still position battles right now along the offensive line. You can see yesterday they played 8 different players along the offensive line. Kadyn Proctor, Parker Brailsford, still just, nobody's switching out for those guys there. Kam Dewberry kind of struggled a little bit as well. Geno VanDeMark played both right guard and left guard yesterday, even played 1 snap at that left tackle spot as well. But, I definitely think that there are more competitions right now, especially on the right side of the offensive line. Like I said, I thought Kam Dewberry kind of struggled a little bit as well. But, you even saw William Sanders got some more playing time that he got some playing time last week, ended up getting some more playing time this week as well. So we're going to continue to see some rotation along this offensive line. And at the end of the day, I think the best players are just going to play. So we've continued to do this. I know every single time we do it, Billy's over here like, Chris, same way in. Hey, I know, but at the end of the day, I think this is a legitimate question to ask here. Pick a right tackle for me down at the pinned comment of today's show. Who do you want to start at right tackle at this point? I told you guys I've been a Wilkin Formby stan. I thought he was better than Elijah Pritchett last year. Thought he deserved to play over Elijah Pritchett. That didn't end up happening, obviously. But I'm at the point now where 5-star true freshman Michael Carroll, I think he's a better player right now. So let me know what you guys think. Type 75 for Wilkin Formby or 64 for Michael Carroll down at the pinned comment of today's show. All right, overreaction number 2. We finally had a Keon Keeley sighting in this game, in some meaningful playing action for Keon Keeley. Does he deserve more snaps? Hey, I would be all for it at this point. You saw him really go into the game when Kelby Collins, I believe it was, he ended up going out of the game. And this is something that I know a lot of us, including myself, have been asking for a while now, is to get more Keon Keeley in that ball game. And you see right there, they only credit him with a half a sack. They gave the sack to LT Overton, I think. But man, Keon Keeley, I think, in my opinion, he was the one that got that sack. He was pretty disruptive overall in that game yesterday, and I'm excited for him, man. Former 5-star guy that's waited a couple years now to be able to really contribute to this Alabama defense. I really do hope he gets more snaps here in the near future. All right, we'll continue with some more overreactions here in just a second, but today's episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. PrizePicks is the only app that offers stacks, which means you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. You want more than on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns. Now you can pick all of them in the same PrizePicks lineup only on PrizePicks. This is what we got cooked up for the Bengals versus the Packers later on this afternoon. Going with Jamar Chase more than receiving yards, 63.5. We'll see if Joe Flacco can get him the ball downfield. Also, former Alabama player there, Josh Jacobs, going with more than on just a half touchdown for him. Could be rushing or receiving. And then Tucker Kraft going with a more than on receiving yards at 46.5 for him. PrizePicks is super simple to play. You just pick more or less on at least 2 player stat projections. And if you get your picks right, you could cash in today. Play PrizePicks to get action on football in more than 40 different states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and yes, PrizePicks is available in Alabama as well. So download the PrizePicks app today and use promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That link's going to be down in the description of today's show. It's also going to be down at the pinned comment of today's show as well. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right, overreaction number 3. Dijon Lee is a dog. This is not an overreaction at all. He definitely deserves to be out there with the starting defense right now. Yesterday against Missouri, he played 48 snaps, got his first interception, including that one, or it was the one, to end up sealing the game for Alabama. He was targeted 6 times, only allowed 1 reception. PFF credited him with allowing a touchdown. I'm not exactly sure which one that was exactly, but I thought just overall, Dijon Lee played an incredible game yesterday. Really should have had 2 interceptions. There was one earlier in the game as well that he went up and grabbed, but then when he hit the ground, it ended up bobbling loose and getting free from him there. So, just overall, Dijon Lee is playing out of his mind. Another true freshman for this Alabama team that is going off for him, and I definitely want to see more of Dijon Lee. That length that he brings to this Alabama defense, man, he's playing really, really good football right now, and he is just getting better and better and better. So Dijon Lee, he is a dog. That is not an overreaction at all. All right, it is finally, we are getting ready for the 3rd Saturday in October, getting ready to take on Tennessee. And right now, we are going up to Tennessee Football Talk, our guy Joey Peterson over there, in our October sub battle. And right now, we are getting whipped. We are down by about 500 subscribers here, so I need your help. If you're not subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report and you hate Tennessee, make sure you guys get down there, hit that sub button. We're live for every single Alabama football game. We're giving away a signed Alabama jersey at the end of the month of October as well. So make sure you get in on our watch parties, and we've got videos for you guys pretty much every single day. So get down there and hit that sub button and join the community right here on the Alabama Football Report. All right, overreaction number 4. LT Overton is playing really, really well right now. We are finally seeing the production from LT Overton. You remember last year, he had all those pressures. He had like 35, 36 pressures last year, but if I'm not mistaken, he only had 2 sacks. And this season, he is really starting to come to life now. You can see here, he's already got more sacks and tackles for loss than he did all of last season. Also has 15 pressures on the year. Had that, sack, half sack, whatever you want to call it, kind of split that there with Keon Keeley in that game yesterday. I love the production that we're getting right now from LT Overton, both in pass rush and in the run game as well. I think he's got 15 stops too. That it basically is a negative play for the offense, whether it's a TFL or just kind of getting stopped right there at the line of scrimmage. LT Overton's playing really, really good football right now, and I love to see it because last year had a bunch of pressures, and yeah, that definitely does affect the quarterback in some ways, but just being able to get the quarterback on the ground is one thing that we wanted to see from LT Overton this year, and he is really playing himself back into that maybe first, second round conversation of next year's NFL draft. All right, you guys can be the judge here. Grade Alabama's defense versus Missouri yesterday. Definitely started off slow. They went right down the field and scored on you very, very quickly on that first drive. But then after that, they held Ahmad Hardy to only 52 rushing yards. But Bo Pribula also led the team in rushing yards for Missouri with like 56 or something like that for them. So still having a little bit trouble with, those running quarterbacks there. So let me know what you guys think. Personally, I think it's about a B, but let me know. Grade Alabama's defense versus Missouri, A, B, C, D, or F. All right, our last overreaction today, Jam Miller or bust at the running back spot. I unfortunately don't think this is an overreaction right now. You saw the first, 4 games of the season without Jam Miller, and, Kevin Riley was okay in some of those games. He definitely helps you, in the receiving game a little bit as well. Both Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley had those receiving touchdowns yesterday, but, man, when it comes to actually giving your running backs the football and getting some production out of it, Jam Miller's really the only one giving you anything at that running back spot right now. Yesterday versus Missouri, had another 20 carries for 85 yards, over 4 yards per carry. But, man, Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, neither one of those guys can really get over 3 yards per carry right now. So, Jam Miller, we're going to continue to monitor him. Alabama had 2 players get knocked out cold yesterday. Jam Miller ended up being one of them at the end of the game there. Kalen DeBoer says he has a concussion now. So, we'll see against Tennessee. Man, you would love to have Jam Miller back for that game because right now, Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley are just not giving you what you need at that running back spot. So cross our fingers and knock on wood, you can get Jam Miller back for that Tennessee game.